Hello, everybody. I am Sun Psychic Jean, and please welcome my very special co host, Mark, Spirit Whisperer Mark.
Hello there, guys and gals. How you doing? Happy Saturday.
Yeah, and I love your greeting there, Mark, and I love your affirmations and your songs. It's very uplifting, and I love when you and I get together. Yeah, and that's what we need to do is raise our vibration and keep our head held high and keep hope alive for sure. Donna is here, Gina is here, MLR, Priti, and JC. So nice to see everybody. Jessica Lynn and Joan, so nice to see you. So Mark and I will be doing readings for we're going to do mediumship readings. If you would like a message from your loved one, just let us know the name and the relation, and we'll go from there. If you would like a message from your spirit guides or angels, that's fine too. Also, if you have a question about, things that are going bump in the night or things that are happening in your life, that would be welcome as well. We do ask that you put your questions in caps and emojis so that they're easy to find, and that you're here in the chat. We'll call your name, and you can just let us know that you're here. Confirm that there. Very good. All right. So Angela, Patricia, Susan. So nice to see everybody. Vickie says hi. I'm new here. So nice to see you. Okay. So I see Vickie is here, and she says, Buddy and Jackie, I would like to know if they know what's going on with my son and if they're trying to help me from the other side. Um, well, first of all, they do know they know all on the other side. Um, Let me just see what my pendulum has to say. See if they um, are trying to help Vickie. Buddy, are you able to help Vickie and Vickie's son from the other side? I'm getting a definite yes on that. And Jackie, are you able to help Vickie and Vickie's son on the other side? I'm getting a little bit roundabout, somewhat. So it looks like Buddy is on it, and Jackie is supportive or going a roundabout. They both do know about it. There's like this omnipresence that we know all, especially with the spirit guides on the other side, know all, especially with our family members and those who, you know, all those concerned. What say you, Mark?
Um, I'm not sure who Buddy and Jackie are. I kind of get grandparent energy, but maybe not. But yeah, they're aware of it. Um, they see what goes on in the house and everything. They keep an eye out. They're watching. There's the Four of Wands, but then I get the Ten of Pentacles because it's kind of giving me ancestor energy, like grandparent, maybe they're not, or just loved ones that have passed. But it's part of what they do is keep an eye out and watch. I'm hearing that they can keep a positive energy and a positive focus, and they can kind of hold a door open or show a doorway, but then he's going to have to take it and take the step himself. So like by that, I mean, they can help by guiding and keeping the light on a positive avenue, but it's always up to each of us to take the steps. You know what I mean? So they're saying like, in that way they're helping, but you know, they can't just go poof. Your problem is solved. They can't do that, but they can help in a guiding way, they say. And of course, just supporting, loving energy like that is there. That's what I'm hearing. Oh, but so they are working behind the scenes on his behalf. So see, like this will be the 2 over here.
Let me
Um,
just switch it, Mark. I'm sorry. Let me pop that in.
like watching and taking notes, and seeing how it goes on like your son's behalf. There he is. I can never point to the right thing when I'm on here. It's always backwards, like that. So this is the 3 of Pentacles. So that would be working together. So yeah.
She says, thank you so much. It's a big comfort. You're welcome, Vickie.
Yeah.
You are welcome. Thank you for your question. And all the questions we're going to be choosing at random. Next, I have Susan Rogers. Hi, Susan. She would like a message from her guides. Oops. Let me pop that back. Just let us know the relation. If you put a name, let us know the relation. And if you put you like your mom or dad, just let us know their first name. So Susan with her spirit guides. So the first thing I'm getting right away, Susan, is that they are proud of you and your progress. I feel as though you've already been in touch and you listen to your instincts and your nudges and your intuition. You even have had dreams or signs and synchronicities that has sort of changed or sort of made a more definite believer out of you, Susan. There's something in your life that occurred that it was a divine orchestration, and I don't know if you saw something or if you had dreams of something. There's some sort of certainty in your energy, Susan, that you know for sure who you are and that there are angels and guides that are watching over us and sending us signs and synchronicities. They want you to keep the faith, keep on believing, and they're saying it's important to keep your vibration high. Try not to dwell in the lower vibrational energies too long. I do see that you have faith, you have hope, and then you have worry and concern. And then you have faith and you have hope and you have worry and concern, which is understandable. And that's like that balance that comes in and out. And what I'd like to offer you is just consider that we are all souls that come here to planet Earth to have a human experience. And when this experience is over, we will all return to the same place and join each other as souls on the other side. And it's hard because we have this veil of forgetfulness, but they want you to hang on to that understanding that we are a soul inside of a human existence, and that there is, I think you already know this. I feel like there is something greater on that is helping to direct us and guide us. So hold on to that hope there, Susan. How about you, Mark?
Hi, Susan. Ooh, Gina's making soup. Don't talk about food. No, I'm kidding. I'm just trying to get here to the bottom of this. You're kind of going back and forth a little bit. They want you to keep your eye on the prize, the love, the Ace of Cups. And don't be tempted to go and worry and stress and burden. There's a little bit of that around you. Now, I pulled these other cards and they gave me disguise and deception. So that's either talking about another person or it's the mind trying to convince you that something's bad when it doesn't have to be. So that to me is that little, monkey brain, that little nattery mind that wants to remind us how terrible we are. So it could be that they're talking about, because that just brings you down. Don't give that any attention. Um, Return to the truth, the love source. When you start getting overwhelmed and feeling like things are going the wrong direction or not good, don't go off into that. If you can, just return to source and put your faith in there. That's kind of what they're talking about. I don't know if you've been dealing with that a little bit, like, are you there, God? That kind of a thing. Or, things are being kind of tough, but your guides are saying, yeah, sweetie, like that. Oh, I just now see your comment there. Yeah, hon, that's what they're talking about. Worry not, let it come through, but don't hang on to it. Thoughts are thoughts. We often have, not the most positive thoughts, but we just let them go through. And, sometimes if I'm really in a state like that, because I understand all this is not like I'm talking about something I don't know or understand, I'll just go into gratitude mode and just give thanks. And, I'll just search for reasons to be grateful if they're not just right around me. And especially right now, we're in this month, the focus is in on gratitude, Thanksgiving. So it's always a good message to remember to be grateful for your connection. That source has your back. Even when it don't look like it, it still does. Because that's the perception, and it can be clouded by everybody else's thoughts and stuff. So that's the message I'm giving.
Yeah, steady as she goes, Miss Susan. Thank you so very much. Thank you, Mark. And those cards were very pointed, weren't they? They were very to the point. Wow.
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
That's a new deck I have, and it's those oracle cards. Those are neat.
Wonderful.
That's the ones you were talking about, the ones that just the big words on them. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. That was to the point. So Sylvia Hanks is here, and she says she has a question about a clock that doesn't work except for every now and then it chimes. What does it mean? And is it my guides or a family member? Or if so, who? That's interesting that a clock works all by itself every now and then.
Right.
I think is it a ancestors? Is it like your grandmothers or grandfathers, or was it owned by somebody else before that knows how it works and how it chimes? I mean, it sounds like it's old and that's why it's not working, but I don't know if it's the person, if you bought it, that it was old or used. So is this clock chiming for Sylvia? Is this a spiritual chime that is chiming? Yes. I mean, ask the opposite. Is it a mechanical chime? No, it's not mechanical. So that means, what it means is it because of the malfunction of the clock that it's chiming, or if it's spirit? And it said, yes, it was spirit. Is this spirit that is making this clock chime, is it one of Sylvia's guides or angels? No. Is it a loved one that Sylvia knows? Is this somebody Sylvia knows? Yes, yes. Is this a parent of Sylvia's? Is this one? No. Is this a grandparent of Sylvia's? No. Is this an uncle or aunt of Sylvia's? Around there. Wow. It's going some it's is it a great uncle? A great uncle of or a great aunt or uncle of Sylvia's? I think it may be, I feel like it's in the grandfather kind of generation, but it's not the grandfather or grandmother. It may be the great uncle or the great aunt, because I said aunt and uncle and it was not very definite. And then I said great aunt or uncle, somewhere around there. Let us know, Sylvia. Oh, look, Mark has his. Oh my gosh, you got him out. I'm so excited.
Well, I was just doing it when you were doing your, you know, seeing if I got similar kind of answers. Yeah. Well, my cards also say it's a relative or somebody that's on the other side. It's like ghost activity. Then I was trying to figure out who it is with these. And plus, these are new to me, so I'm just playing with them, but I like them. So, Seven of Cups. Ooh, it's like spooky ooky, kind of. And it's somebody that's on the other side. I get death. So it's somebody that's passed over. I also get the Seven of Swords. This feels like it's somebody that was kind of a jokester. Or if you think of them, I kind of get male energy too. But if you think of them, they might have been a prankster or a jokester or kind of on the edge. They lived on the edge, something like that to get to it. I do feel like it's a male, though. Like maybe an uncle or cousin. But it feels like it's them doing it and playing with it. They know you. So it's somebody that you knew in life. I see Sylvia said no about something, but I'm not sure.
That was back when I was asking her
Okay.
if it was
Yeah.
if it was owned by a family member. So even if it wasn't owned by a family member, it could still be. So, Sylvia, do either of your parents have a step parent? Like, did your mom's father pass away and then she had a stepfather? It just seems like there's a male, but it's a step off of a grandfather. Um, Is this a grandmother or a female spirit making this chime? No. Is this a male spirit that is making this chime? Yes. Is this of the aunt or uncle generation? No. Is this of the grandparent generation around? Sylvia says no. She doesn't have. Neither of her parents have like a step father, but I feel like it's in that generation, and it may be their brother then, like a step uncle or a grand uncle. Um, Interesting. So, Sylvia, I do feel as though this is a benevolent, which means loving and guiding, and mm, it's a source that wants to remind you that they are close and near and that the veil is thinning. And I think that your awareness, you shine a light, Sylvia, because of your awareness and your openness to the what is on the other side and your ability to believe um, in the connection with our loved ones on the other side. So you sort of, they can see that you have this awareness. So they're sort of like sending you these signs, symbols, synchronicities to sort of validate and remind you that we're not alone, that we're being watched over. She said, yep, I'm not afraid of them. And she thanks them each time. And then she said she thinks it's her aunt. Okay.
Well, yeah, I think it's more of a contemporary, like I don't think they're way back. It feels like somebody you knew, right? So it's not like an ancestor you didn't know. I feel like it's somebody you knew. And I don't know if it's your aunt, she was funny, or you guys laughed together or something like that. She says it's her in disguise, um, making little greetings to you. She helped me a lot. Yeah, it's like somebody you knew. It's like to your side, kind of. Like that's what I feel like, like at your side. So that would make me think, she was in your life and you guys had a relationship. She gives me a little bit of funniness. Like she also would say, you probably might think I was the last person that would fiddle with the clock chime. Like I might not be your first guess, kind of. But it's fun. I like doing it, so there's that.
And
Like,
I
I don't
think
know.
that
Yeah, go ahead, sweetie.
I think that's 90% of it is how it makes you feel, Sylvia, what you feel when that occurs, and what you think of when that occurs. I think that really it's important for all of us to follow our own guidance and our own um, inspiration and our own hits and thoughts and ideas. It's really, oh, she says, I have a picture of her and say good morning every day. Oh, yeah. Very nice. Good for you, Sylvia. Good job.
Yeah.
That was an interesting question about a clock that chimes on its own. Wow, very interesting. Thank you for that. Um, so here's a fun one. Lori, hi Lori. She says, my daughter is expecting. Could you please tell me, is she having a boy or a girl? And do you see us selling our home and moving closer to them? So let me just tell you a little story. I was just practicing with a coworker, and the coworker was pregnant, and she was going in to see her doctor in the next week or so. And she says, "Jean, can you tell me if I'm having boy or girl?" So I'm like, "Okay, here it is," and I'm holding the pendulum over her belly, and I said, "Is she going to have a boy?" And it said yes. She was over the moon. She was so very happy, and she went to the doctor, and the doctor said it's a girl, and she said, "Jean, you were wrong." She said, the doctor said it's a girl. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know how that happened. And then she had her second child and she had a boy. So we didn't say, is this pregnancy? We just said, is she going to have a boy? And it's really important to be specific and intentional and, have as many parameters around the question that you're asking. It's very telling, and it was a lesson that I learned early on, which has really helped me a lot. So with that said, what is your daughter's first name? Because I don't know if you have more than one daughter. We need to be specific. The more specific the answer. So Alyssa. Okay.
Alyssa.
So in this current pregnancy, is Alyssa's baby going to be of the male gender, of the female gender? And is the probability of it being, I mean, because I think that you don't know the gender until, uh, you know, I don't know, 15 weeks or something. I don't know. But is the probability of this baby being a girl more than 50%? Yes. Is the probability of this baby being a girl more than 80%? Yep. Is this probability of this being a girl 100%? And I always get a no when I ask for 100%, you guys. Nothing's 100%. And it always tells me no. And I thank it for telling me no. But the probability is more than 80% I'm getting girl. What are you getting, Mark?
I got girl.
Did you really?
Okay.
Because it's okay if you didn't.
I did get girls. That's before you started telling me that. My first question was, um, will Alyssa have a baby girl? Look, there it goes. Mine cross in front of me if it's yes. And it just immediately wants to. I feel like somebody's hoping for a boy because I pulled a card that said release, like a preference or whatever. But I got girl and it just kept telling me girl. So I feel like you're probably going to have a little granddaughter. And then I pulled cards on the selling our home and moving closer. Yes, yes. Celebration, Ace of Cups. I think you do move closer to them and make that, make the sale and all that. That's all positive, loving. Even the women celebrating together. So it'd be mom and daughter. And well, in this case, if we have a baby granddaughter, it's the three women together. We'll see. Let us know. I don't know. I do feel a little girl energy.
Yeah, I got a yes on the move as well, but it may be like another year or year and a half. Wow, good for you,
Oh, look
Lori.
at that.
She's
I see that. They have three girls and we're hoping for a boy. That's why I thought, oh, we're hoping for a boy. I was thinking maybe it was the first one, and I was thinking, but that's why they said that to me, that we were hoping for a boy. But I didn't get that you already had three girls. Ah, wow. Well, it might mean that you're going to just have a little pass little girls.
yeah, and it's 80% likely. Like you said, it's important that everything is free will. You never know. Look at that abundance.
Yep.
Oh,
An abundance of girls maybe in the home, but abundance of female. I don't know. So we'll see.
you're welcome, Lori. You're welcome. Thank you for asking that question. Now, let me just go back here. I have a lot of
Nothing's
um,
of course.
okay, so is Suzanne G still here? Suzanne G or Angela C?
Excuse me.
And if you two would just say hello, Suzanne G or Angela C. Angela's here
There's
first.
Angela
Okay.
C.
All right. So Angela says, could I please get a message from my guides on how to connect to them? Thank you. Angela, they're saying you already are. Everybody already is. It's just that we are not aware or we're not in tune. And because, when I went through my training, they said, um, when you get this, let us know. And I'm like, well, I always get this. And they're like, well, that's your spirit guys. I'm like, it is. Well, I've been doing this whole time and I didn't know. I mean, we all have this intuition. We all have this inspiration. We all have this sixth sense or this gut instinct or this, you know, um, but what it is you want to perhaps create a balance, a give and take, like an effect and or an action and reaction. So what you could do is sit down and write a question and then each day after, write down an answer to that question. And you'll feel a resonance. It's like how you feel. It's like there will be a question or there'll be an answer that comes out. Even if you say, you know, should I serve 3 sides at Thanksgiving or 6 sides at Thanksgiving? Whatever the question is, it doesn't have to be, highly charged. Just ask a question and see what you get, but try it each day because, sometimes it's a matter of letting our ego and our analytical brain and our monkey brain to step aside and allow for that information to come through. It's also important if you want to perhaps either draw or create something with your hands, even if it's gardening or when you're cooking. Some of these times when we're being really creative with our hands, it allows for the spirit guide messages to come through a little easier. So, but ask a question and just let go of hearing the answer and give it about 2 weeks, and you'll be getting different things, and you'll know which is like your ego or your analytical self trying to answer it, or if it's an inspiration. And it usually comes when you least expect it and in a flash. So, and they want you to try this and then practice this. It's a muscle, and it's really important just to keep practicing that and exercising that muscle. How about you, Mark?
Yeah, I agree with all that. Practice makes perfect. And it also just, if nothing else, you're setting that time aside for that. That's my focus. It's just like when you want to learn to do anything, you practice it a little bit, whatever it is. Um, Even when you're learn to be a doctor, you have to practice at first to be like a good doctor or whatever it is. But the same thing with our psychic abilities and our connection with spirit. And it is kind of a one-on-one. You sit down, you say, this is what we're doing, and you do it. Because we don't really have a lot. It's coming, but there's not a lot of facilities. We don't learn how to meditate when we're kids, all that kind of stuff. So there's like a lack of formal training in this area. So you have to kind of figure it out on your own. The best thing is to practice, just like what Jean said. I got the same message that, of course, you were born with them. They've always been there. They're always there. And that's the same with all of us. The big thing about it is ask. Say, give me clearer sign that you are in my life. And, when I was going, I'm dumb or whatever. I don't see it. I don't feel it. Can you make it clearer? Or not, can you make it clearer for me? Be really specific. It's like what Jean was saying earlier. Kind of the more specific you are with your question, the more specific the answer is. So that's the same with this, but don't give up asking. You might even do something like, I'm looking today to see somehow a connection with my spirit guides. I want to see a sign, a signal. I'm looking for it today. And then look for it and see. They're not going to disappoint you. It might take you a couple times to catch on, because maybe the second day you went, oh wait, this happened again, just like, and I was wondering about that. Could you mean this is it? That sort of a thing. It'll stand out though. You'll question it. And spirit can be playful. They'll kind of play around with you a little bit, but they'll answer your request. You just have to be persistent. Know that you have spirit guide. Don't even question that. You do. They're there all the time. And they're just waiting to work with you. And you can even give them a job. Say, I'm in need of a new car and I'm trying to find one. And I'm wondering if you're here and you're my helpmates and stuff. Could you help me find the one that suits me? Can you help guide me and direct me? I'm just wondering, is that possible? Can you do anything that would help if you're there? And blah, 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 and there's all this. I would like to have you show it to me in my life. That's the kind of things I did in the beginning. Oh, Mr. Smarty Pants Spirit Guide, if you're so great, let me see some of it. I'm being a bit of a smart aleck, but I'm a little bit of a smart aleck with spirit. They just go, Mark. But anyway, do like that. And it's really be playful with it and see what comes. They're there for you, sweetie.
Okay, is Beth Berg still here? I'm trying to write, but I'm not able to do two things. I'm not able to chew gum and walk at the same time. But I'm trying to ask Beth Berg if she's still here and what her father's first name is. Her father's first name. And thank you very much, Angela. Thank you so very much. I appreciate your question. And I think that helps a lot of people. I think a lot of people have that same question. And there's a million roads down that path as well. But thank you very much. And Lori, I already got her. And Suzanne G, did she ever come back? Beth Berg, Suzanne G.
I don't see them. I'm scrolling back, but I don't notice those names.
What about All Things Maria? Is All Things Maria here? Here's Beth Berg. His name is Kenneth. She would like a message from her father who passed in 2015, just because that's the other half of the message. Thank you very much, Gina. I appreciate you.
There's Suzanne G.
Okay, Suzanne G, you'll be next.
So Beth Berg wants a message from Kenneth, and that's her father, you said?
Yeah, who passed in 2015.
Okay.
Hmm.
Kenneth.
The first thing I'm hearing right away there, Miss Beth, is that your dad says that you keep him close and you keep him in your heart. And you think of him often and you think of him fondly. Things remind you of him and you have reminders around you. I'm not sure if you have some of his things or if you have like a little altar or a picture with some of his things around there. He just wants to thank you for the you honoring his life and you honoring him as your father. I feel like I think he was a very honorable man. He could have been in the military or just high esteemed in his profession and very well liked by many people. And I feel like a lot of people looked up to him. Like he was not a father figure, but he was like somebody that people could rely on or ask for advice or like everybody loved your dad and your dad was very open and loving to people around him. Does that make sense, Beth? Before I continue, does this sound like yes, yes, he was? She said, okay. I just want to make sure before I continue that I have the right guy because he's very proud, very humble, really smart, quite accomplished, and that you keep honor in your heart. And he says that that you have sort of like his disposition, or you have a lot of his qualities in you, and he's very proud of you. And it's important not to measure yourself against his success or his achievements. And he wants you to I just want you to know that he's really very proud of you. You have done well for yourself and you have a good head on your shoulders and you're quite talented. He wants you to work on I don't know. I see you either walking or in a garden and you're thinking of him. I don't know if you ask him for advice while you're walking and you're thinking to yourself. But he says he hears your prayers. He hears your request for guidance. And he says, trust in your heart that he talks to you sort of like through your gut instincts. He'll give you, like you'll have an inspiration, but this will be your dad helping you. He's a wonderful man. Let me just see what he says about. He's saying that there's a link between. I don't know if you followed his footsteps in some way, but he says you're um, not a chip off the old block, but the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, and and you're always asking, Dad, are you proud of me? I hope I made you proud. I hope, and he's just letting you know that if you are happy in your life, this is what he's proud of. He's saying, please don't measure your accomplishments or your decision making against his own, even though, I feel like you have the same sort of energy or same sort of goal or outlook on humanity. There's something that you two have in common. Oh, and your mom passed in September. She said something about that. I didn't know. So she's saying yes, and she lost her mom in September. But let's just continue with your dad. How about you, Mark?
Um, well, he said some of the same things that Jane's picking up. The number one thing he's saying is, you know, he likes to think about when you were little. like you were a little shaver, like a little, I get this image of you following him around, um, being a little shadow, little daddy's girl. Like he loved that. You two had a connection. So this is the little kids card, usually. But I get this energy of you like tagging along with him and things like that. Again, like what he said through Gene was, you inherited me, kind of like there's me in you, and I can see it. There's a part of me that you express, and I'm proud of that. I love that. You remind me of me sometimes in the way you are, kind of more so than your mom. I think your mom might have even said you're like your father sometimes. But I get the 10 of coins. That's inheritance sometimes, or ancestors, stuff like that. But he's kind of talking about you inherited a lot of my energy, a lot of my ways of being, or even about the way you work in the world, or the way you function or serve in the world. He feels there's a connection. So I don't know if you guys did similar things. But there's overabundant love. He loves you a lot. Feels like his passing was a little bit of a surprise. We weren't quite prepared. He knows that you're still sad. He sees you, being sad about mom, I'm going to say. But know that she's okay. She get judgment, but this is like resurrection too. Sometimes this card, like he's just saying, she got to heaven. There was a rejoicing. We joined her. It all went well. We're doing fine over here. Keep focused on your hopes and dreams and what makes you happy while you're here on the earth. You're supposed to continue to, be the star of your life. And, he gives me the temperance, but he just wants to say, be sure to take care of yourself, hon. Don't overdo it. Take some time out for you, I think he wants to say. Okay. It's interesting how he told both of us how much he saw you, how much he saw him in you, and that there was this, you were his little mini me or something like that. I don't know if you feel like that or if people told you that, but he sure feels like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a character. It's a way of character. It's a way of being. It's a way of, if he was outgoing and friendly, you're outgoing and friendly. If he was, into always fixing things, you're always into fixing things. Like it's sort of like a character, whatever it is that, like his energy or his pace or his vibration is very much like yours. And it's not necessarily as you look in the mirror, although you do have resemblance. It's more than that. It's sort of like what maybe made you both happy in life, or how you looked at life, or what was important. It was more of this vibration. So all the best to you, Beth. Thank you so very much for bringing through Kenneth and asking your question. um he was He's always with you there, Beth. And what I'd like to remind everybody, when we do these readings and we open up this connection to your loved one, there is an opening. We made that connection. There's an energetic connection, and we had to go to you, Beth, in order to get to your father. And that connection between you and your father is open now. So you can continue and write letters or ask questions or invite him in and keep the connection going. The veil is very thin, and sort of it's like a way in. And as long as we made that connection for you, that's your connection. You take that with you. You continue to talk to him and to talk to mom and to open up that communication each and every day for yourself and for everybody here as well. But thank you very much. And I have Suzanne G, and I didn't read this question all the way through, but we'll see what we can do. Suzanne G, if you are still here, she said, I'd like to hear from Heather, a friend, but you wanted to know something about her sister, Dawn. I guess we can sometimes, when loved ones come through, they're not really specific in what's going on in our life at this time. So especially if it's once removed, if it had to do with you in your life, but this is about a friend's sister. So I understand that you're friends with both of them and you're very concerned with both of them, and both of them are your loved ones. I'm not sure when. Let's try and connect with Heather and see what she has to say for you, Suzanne. And whether it's about her sister Dawn, you'll have to let us know.
She says, we are here together, but I'm still confused.
So Dawn and Suzanne are together, and they want to hear from Heather. And Heather is the one who's passed, correct? That's what yeah. She'd like to hear from Heather. You and Dawn would like to hear from Heather. She wants you to know that she's safe. She is surrounded by angels and loved ones. There's something about her safety. I don't know if she was, there was some concern about her crossing, her passing. I do feel as though there was some, I don't know how to explain it, some unfavorable energies around her passing. And I don't know if, I don't want to be specific, but there was other outside influences around her passing. And she just went, and just because there is an outside influence here in this world that may have contributed to her passing, it doesn't mean that that's where she is now. And she is in a very happy place right now. She is with angels and she is very well protected. And she is she's very beautiful and luminous. And she's back in the place where she was meant to go. She's telling me she's back home and that she's safe and with loved ones. She's at peace. I see, was she very much into the stars? She's showing me like Saturn and Saturn's rings. She's showing me, or if she was into astrology, or if, I don't know what this is that she's showing me, but she wants you to, she's saying you can see her in the stars. She's saying she is one of the stars now. She's saying you can think of me as one of the bright shining stars. I see her maybe, there's also some elemental things coming in. I see like a winged being, like maybe like a dragonfly or a pixie or something of this sort, where she really liked fairies and pixies and astrology. There's something that and butterflies and dragonflies. She wants you to know that her soul is very light and fluttery and very much able to. She said she's free, like she's able to fly around and and I'm not sure. I should have asked you how long ago that she passed, because it feels like it's pretty recent or relatively recent. But she wants you to know that she's able to move around. She's able to see and go places. She's able to experience beautiful things, and that she is very much at peace and is like there's this unconditional love sort of energy around her. So she is safe and she is at peace. She wants you to know that whatever caused or whatever happened around her passing, she said that that is like a faint memory. She's saying that it could have been a tragedy here on earth, but she is not tainted or sort of remembering this tragic moment. She's saying the tragedy is with you if you're holding on to these, and she wants you to think of or to remember her as being light and at peace, that to whatever happened was in the past, and to move past that and to remember her as this angelic luminous being that she feels like she is sort of fluttering around and very happy and lighthearted. This is what I'm seeing. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
How about you, Mark?
I didn't really get too much. I think I was too confused still all the way through. The only thing I got was it feels like whoever passed, because I'm still not sure who it is, there was a little bit of devil in it. It was like a little bit of, I don't know, it feels like something shady went on. It was 11 years ago, she's saying. I don't know, something weird about it a little bit. That's the only thing I got. I wasn't really very clear. Sorry, guys.
Okay. All right. Very good. Yeah, it's hard when it's once removed. But yeah, she is at peace, and she is she's just there is no trauma there where she is. She wants you to know that she's okay and not to worry about her. Okay. So let me see who is next here. Thank you very much, Suzanne G. I didn't call on anybody. Let me see if there's anybody recent. Wow. So JC is here, and JC says his mentor, Michael, died at 46 years old in the late 90s. Is he okay? Or her mentor. I can't see what JC. It's
JC's,
her mentor.
yeah, it's Joanna.
Okay.
But she's talking about her mentor, Michael. Girly. She's a girly girl. Trini Mark, I'm still waiting from the last 2 times. There's loads of questions, guys. Loads.
You said her first name is Joanna?
Yes.
Okay, I'm just making sure. I'm trying to make the connection. So what I'm hearing, first of all, JC or Joanna, is that you two have had lifetimes together before, that you feel as though that he was your mentor, but he is also a guide for you in other lifetimes as well. And this was what the connection and the trust and you were able to communicate on a level that that made sense to you, and the communication and the ease in communication and the ease in the understanding, it was from lifetimes before. And he says that he lived a full life and he's forever young. I feel like he had more mission. He had another mission to take care of. That it was. I feel like he said that he was never meant to be here for a very long time in this incarnation. That he had a mission, something to complete, so that he could leave and do something else. This is really different. I've never heard of anybody telling me this. Oh, I think he said his mission was completed. That's why he left. That's why his time was up here. His mission was completed. Oh, I feel as though it was something that he was able to either achieve or reach in his lifetime. He wants you to know that there is no, he was intense. Okay. He wants you to know that there is no sadness or regret for him leaving at 46. That he feels like he had lived a full life. And I feel like your two souls, when you met, or when you met, there was a recognition in each other's eyes. And he just is reminding me that your souls have had lifetimes together before, that he had completed a mission here in this incarnation, and this is why he left. He's just not saying too much else, but he wants you to know that he is very he's grateful to you for holding him in your heart and remembering his, um, and for thinking of him so fondly. And he says that it wasn't him that helped you to see things differently and to evolve. He said you did that on your own. It was him holding up a mirror so that you could see yourself differently. So that's what he wants you to know. That was intense. How about you, Mark?
Yeah. JC. Well, I think his death was a little bit of a surprise to him. He was kind of living his life as if it was going to be short. Like, I mean, he was going for it. You know what I mean? He was not really letting moss grow under him a little bit. But I think he died younger than he thought. So, 46 is pretty young, but that was a little bit of surprise. That that tower came when he thought, considering himself a young guy. I also get this Ace of Wands here, because I know he was very, he had a stroke first. Okay. He was very passionate. But this card's talking also about sexual energy or something like that he had. That was kind of in the background, or there was, he was passionate and creative, but he also had this sexual energy that sometimes would get the best of him. That's what I'm hearing. I don't know. I could be way off. And then you said, does he have a message for me? And like what Gene said, he appreciates all the admiration and love and stuff you had for him. He says he didn't really necessarily deserve all of it. He's got this devil upside down. He's like, well, I wasn't perfect, or maybe not as high on the pedestal as you would put me, but I do appreciate all that love you gave to me all the time, no matter what. But this Knight of Spears, which is wands, and it's like this Ace of Wands, see how this Ace of Wands looks a little bit like male parts, a little bit, with the two big sunflowers at the bottom and that thing. He's talking about that. I don't know why. I didn't ask about that. He's kind of talking about that there was some issue with that or something that sort of took a toll a little bit and added to kind of the stress. He said he had a stroke, so that's sort of this Three of Swords in the heart energy. but there's a little bit of like brokenheartedness, or oh, we had a lot of women broken up. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, there's something about that, about sex and love, like a mix about that. And there was a part of his life where he was trying to figure that out, or it would get the best of him sometimes, and he didn't always feel he deserved a lot of the love and attention he got, even though he liked it and all that. There was an issue with that. I don't know, sweetie. You might understand that better. I wasn't really expecting us to go that direction. But I don't ever know what's going to go for him. Attached. Okay. Yeah, so he had lots of people after him, kind of, but would be like, no. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much, JC or Joanna, and all the best to you. Thank you for your question. And I was asking for a couple of people. I didn't see anybody. I was looking for Song Sin, and I was also looking for Donna O'Brien, if they're still here. If not, I do see that Paula Robinson is here. And Paula, just say hello. I think you've been here recently. It's really hard to keep track of everybody, you guys. So her son passed in 2016. Is he okay? Any messages? And is he with our doggies? You're welcome, JC.
Michael, you're welcome. And I hope that wasn't too wacky.
And it's, yeah. So Paula, just say hi and stay with us through this because we need your energy here.
Michael. Your son, Michael.
I just want to make sure that she's still here. Paula, just say hi. I tried to choose people who are right here in the chat, but
there she is.
Okay, good. Thank you, Paula. Just stay with us. Okay, Michael, 2016 is here. First of all, he is okay. He is okay. So let me connect with your son, Michael. He said he's in your heart. He says that he didn't mean to cause any suffering or pain or anguish or I do see daisies, and he's showing me sunshine. I'm not sure if there was like a tree or a garden planted in his memory. Um, he's saying that he hoped to make you proud, and I don't know if he was in the military, but he was hoping to make you proud. He seemed like a very proud man and a very honorable man, and wanted to do the right thing, and was he's making me feel like he's a proud, honorable man. That he's a man and not a boy. But he didn't mean to cause any heartache. There is a woman also in his life other than yourself that he loves, that he left behind, and he wants to send love and hugs and roses and hearts to her. Somebody who is pining for him and who is in anguish, like you. I don't know if you connect with this woman or if you two stay in contact over, and connection. He's saying that he's an honorable man. He's showing me like he's in a big truck. Did he drive like big trucks? I see him like, you know how you have to lift your foot all the way up in the air to get up in one of those big rigs? I don't know what this is. He's showing me he's hopping up into a big truck. Or he would that type of energy. I feel like he He's just sorry for the aftermath. I feel like it was unexpected and there was unplanned, not unplanned, but there was no plans. I don't think he had any life insurance or end of life sort of plans. Obviously, if he's younger, sometimes they don't. But it was like he left a lot of disruption, and it was a lot to get through and very difficult to get through. I feel like he also has a brother here in this world, that he connects with his brother, and I feel like the whole family still walks around numb and stunned, like it couldn't have happened to us. Well, how did this happen? And you almost feel like other than, like you don't feel connected to other friends and family in the area because of this. You feel like it changed who you were, and it does. It changes your identity. Um, but I do see the family sort of just walking around empty and stunned. And he's really sorry for this. He's showing me somebody with flowers in their hair, like a ring of flowers in their hair. And I'm not sure if he's honoring you, um, but he wants to honor somebody with the mother of nature. Mother Nature. Wow. He's showing me that the rings of flowers around, like a crown of flowers, and he wants to honor you as his mother, and saying thank you for a beautiful life that you sacrificed and you gave me. He said, I loved having you as my mom, and that you showed me how to love and how to be loved. He's saying that he just wants to make you proud. And there's a lot there, but I'm just going to stop so that Mark can come in. And she's just saying, yes, yes, he has one brother, Tommy. Tell Tommy he knows. And Tommy is, yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm.
He was only 27 too.
Mm-hmm.
Passed. He was pretty young. Um, well, I get he was a strong guy. I get the bravery card for him because I think, you know, it looked like he's going to go far. He was like, he had a lot of this slaying the dragon energy. I don't know. Did he go to the army? Maybe something like that. I think Gene asked that too. But this shows me a little bit of like that. He was a brave guy. He was up and coming. He was going for it. But there was some kind of, I don't know what he died from, but it kind of feels like from the inside out, you know, rather than being shot or something like that. It feels like an illness. And like he was tired. All of a sudden he was tired or didn't have as much energy or something like that. That was like the first thing that felt like his energy was so off. He needed to sleep more or lay down. He also is given a lot of, no army. Okay. Given a lot of, yeah, just kind of fighting regular battles then. Giving, he wants to say he was appreciative of the care that you guys did. I don't know. Was he sick for a bit? Anyway, he's acknowledging you guys being around him when he wasn't feeling good. Hope I'm on the right person here. But he says, even though it seemed like not the flu, okay. Well, that definitely looks like the flu and somebody helping you at home kind of a thing. Because it's like all of a sudden I just got so tired and everything. It seems so weird, you know, the way it happened. And like you said, he's so strong. Normally, you would think he could just defeat that easily or something. So the whole thing was like a real. He says, though, even though it was wonky and not really what we imagined, especially, oh my God, sweetie, I'm so sorry. And he was in that bed for all that time. Yeah, that's what he's talking about, all that. But he wants to say, I'm still in pursuit of my life's purpose. You know, this was part of my purpose, and I'm continuing on from where you guys last saw me. I'm still on a journey, and it's part of that. You know, I don't want you to think I was robbed or something. From this side, I can see that I needed to move on. Um, so I don't want you to think that. Then the other part of your question about the doggies, yep, they're up there with them, belonging like they're surrounding him. There's more than one. Uh, they were there, hanging with him in heaven, like right there with him, laying with them, hanging out with him, being his buddy. It also feels like there was a dog at the time he was sick um, that missed him a lot, uh, even during the time he was in the hospital or something. I don't know if he had it. Did he have a dog or is it a family dog? But it felt like there was one that was there during the time. I don't think he's there anymore, but was like grieving from this side. So there was dog energy. What I'm getting, there's dog energy concerned about him both on the earth and in heaven. 8 dogs, yeah, great. So you know he had dog energy all around him and everything. It was a big part of his thing, and of course they were on the other side, but they were also missing him from this side. So I love that a lot. That gives me goosebumps all over. That he had all that connection to source through the animal kingdom and the dogs. You got to know if dogs love you, there's something good about you, right? Daisy the beagle. Oh, honey. Yeah, one of them was pretty sad. And I know this has been really hard. I could see why Jean was saying, you know, it's been very hard to completely move on from that. And it always is, no matter what. But I could see because the situation was weird and a little bit, what's happening? You know, why is this happening? He's so strong and so brave. I don't understand how this could be going on. You know, something that started out that seemed simple. It also feels like there's a little something else going on inside. Um, yeah, it was part of his path, though. I know it doesn't feel like it could be, but he's saying it is. He's also continuing on. He didn't stop. He says, I'm still in forward movement, progressing, looking to the future, what I'm going to do next, all that kind of thing. You know, so he's not just idly kind of wasting away. He's busy.
Yeah. Wow. Wow, that was pretty intense there, Miss Paula. Thank you so much for the feedback. And I think I did say Daisy. Didn't I say I saw a Daisy and then Sunshine? And that
Oh,
was the dog's name. The beagle was named Daisy. If you listen back, I think that was um, that I saw Daisy and some sunshine before I saw the crown of flowers. And yes, tell him please come visit me. I miss him so much. He does, Paula. And just trust that when you feel or think of him, that you know that it's him, and just say thank you. Thank you, Michael, for being here. Thank you, Michael. I know that's you. And it opens up that invitation for him to come in rather than you saying, "Oh, that's just my imagination." Always thank him and give him the benefit of the doubt that what you see, feel, or sense is him, and it'll come in a little bit stronger each time.
right. And something about the dogs you have, I feel like there's dogs there now, that he messes with them. So
He plays.
you might notice them being funny or acting weird all of a sudden. He says, that's me. I'm like playing with them because they can see my energy because he wanted to confirm or to go along with it. Gene says, yeah, I do come and visit. He didn't. He still comes around. Um, but I feel like he teases the dogs or the dog. Yeah. You're welcome, Paula. I'm so sorry for your loss.
You're very welcome. And thank you, Paula. And thank you, Mark. And thank you, everybody. We had a huge group here today. I'm very sorry we couldn't get to everybody. And we would be here for 2 weeks and we still wouldn't be done, right, Mark?
Right.
It's it's a wonderful, pardon?
That's the hardest part of this is, wanting to get to everybody and it just being impossible from the beginning. So you're not going to do it. But then to try to choose, that's all hard, guys. Just,
Yep.
because we want to read for everybody. So it's always like, oh no, picking is hard.
Yeah. And
Hey, there were lots of questions that you
And
know.
I wanted to try and balance it out a little bit. So, and I was trying to get it, people who were in earlier and people who were in most recent and different types of readings. But if we call your name and you're not here, it's hard to keep moving. So I tried a couple of other people there. So next time when you come back, you'll know that your name will be called and just to hang out because we'll hopefully
And
get around to you.
if I see Trini saying she keeps asking, I keep missing her. I am on today at 4, my regular Saturday show. I will remember your name. If you're able to go there, I will read your question.
Yes, Mark is back again later this afternoon, 4 o'clock Eastern, 1 o'clock Pacific, and it's Ask Him Anything time. And he is there for everybody. I don't know how you do it because
Yeah, if you're around, sweetie. Okay, I'll look for you and I won't forget you. And then I just can't get enough today. I'm all over the place. So then later tonight at 7, I'm on again. So, and we're taking questions on both those shows. I'll be on with an interesting reader named Miss Tarot D. So she's coming on my channel later tonight. Sorry, I
Yeah,
just did a commercial.
she's a beautiful energy, a beautiful, bright shining light, and a beautiful tarot reader. She is. I love watching her. And you and Mark will be on later today, so we're going to give Mark a little break and let him go. And thank you again, everybody. Thank you again, Mark. And we'll be back again. We're together once a month, so we'll be back again next month. And I will see you all very soon. Take care.
Hi,
Thanks,
guys.
Mark.
Love ya.
Bye-bye. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Your support is greatly appreciated. If you enjoy this content, hit like, share, and subscribe. Remember to click the bell to be notified of future videos. Thanks again. Bye.